right? The first people that was actually traded on Wall Street were black people. So a lot of times people don't know that, right? So when people talk about, oh man, should I get into the stock market? Should I do this? Our ancestors was the first thing that was traded on Wall Street.
Wow.
Wall Street is now $1 trillion business. As a trader, you now have an ability to actually make money right now. The same things that you invest in, you can actually trade. College was the best investment that I made in myself, and it wasn't because of a degree. It was because of the position it put me in. Now, obviously, I didn't finish my last year, but that's cool because I got exactly what I was supposed to get out of it.
Yeah. You got press record on a lot of stuff now. All right, we good to go. Hey, welcome back to a whole nother episode of On the Porch. Guys, you already know how we do it. We bring heat every time. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, please go over to other platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever that is, and leave us 5 stars. Say something nice so we continue moving up the charts and getting this information out to the people that need it. Now, follow me on Instagram at _Mr.Mindset. And most importantly, follow the page, the podcast page at _on the porch. BJ.
Amen. It's your boy _BJ Real, man. We're back here with another episode of On the Porch. Like you said, we're not hard to find, guys. You can find us at _on the porch on all platforms. We're not hard to find. Just leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But
You know who else not
guys,
hard to find?
he's not hard to find.
Hard to find. He's not hard to find at all.
And like I said, bro, we're going bigger, and bigger. We're not letting you guys down, bro. We're putting the best people, the people with the biggest influences on this podcast in their field. And this is somebody that you could really look at, especially in our community, in any community. He's probably probably one of the top percent of the field.
Top percent of the field. Top in what he do. I've learned from him. BJ has learned from him. And a lot of stuff that I know about, especially like the market and stocks and everything, learned from this guy. Like everything that I've not learned from anybody else, honestly.
Man,
so,
I appreciate
guys,
that.
I hope you guys understand. I'm going to let him introduce himself and we going to get right into it. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Man, first off, man, it's a beautiful thing to be on this podcast today. Definitely a great opportunity for me to come on and be here with these two wonderful brothers. My name is Lawrence Eggleston. I'm a full-time stock market investor / trader. So I got started when I was 16 years old. I'm currently 23. I remember being in high school, studying an economics class. I remember being, working 2 different jobs, really just trying to make it. But the thing that I did most importantly, not just investing in the stock market, but I invested in myself. And that put me in a position to now be a full-time trader because I put in the time. I put in the reps, right? Yeah. I didn't just come in and think fast money. I put 2 years in before ever becoming a profitable trader. And now I'm, trading on a consistent basis. But at the same time, I'm a long-term investor. So investing in companies like, Tesla, early investor in Shopify, like just different companies that we see really dominating right now because I had the diligence to be patient and really just do micro investments, right?
Right.
Like I didn't do anything really that people that are watching that you can't do. So today's story, I really feel like will be powerful and impactful for you guys because everything that I've done, you guys can do it too.
For sure. So you say you've been how long have you been actively trading? I know you said you put the time in from 2016. So how long was it before
So I started trading pretty much early 2018.
Okay, so you started. So you put your.
I was investing first. So I started. So first in 2016, I was studying the markets, right?
Okay.
So I was studying economics. I was studying the stock market. Then when 2017 came around, I graduated high school. Now I actually opened up a brokerage account, right? Started investing long term. And things like the S&P 500, things like the NASDAQ, right? Just basic investing, 101, investing in top ETFs, exchange traded funds. So where I'm buying a basket of stocks instead of being an individual stock picker. Once again, I just want my money now at that point in 2017, to just start working for me.
Yeah.
Right? And then now I've understood the dynamics of how the market actually works.
Right.
Yeah.
What is an ETF? Right? How does the market move? What days does it open? What are the hours? So now I understand all these integral details, how to read a stock chart, right? Understanding technical analysis, understanding how to evaluate a company from a fundamental standpoint, understanding revenue, understanding profits, understanding all these different things from a fundamental standpoint. And then I started trading because I realized like we trade our time for money, and it's not always the best thing.
It's not. Yep.
Right. In the beginning, it's good to trade our time for money because at the end of the day, we're able to like put ourselves in position to now be able to invest our dollars. But I wanted my money to work for me more than me just investing. So I started trading because I realized like, yo, all these other coaches out here, they make money on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year basis off of things that happen in the world. So me being a trader, I look at it as like, yo, it's my birthright, right? The first people that was actually traded on Wall Street were black people.
Wow.
So a lot of times people don't know that, right? So when people talk about, oh man, should I get into the stock market? Should I do this? Our ancestors was the first thing that was traded on Wall Street.
Wow.
Wall Street is now $1 trillion business. So it is our duty and our birthright to own and be a part of the stock market. Black people own less than 1% of stocks.
That's crazy.
And when I die, right, I want that to be changed, bro. And like I want that to be changed from a serious I want that to be changed because we work so hard for these Fortune 500 companies.
Right.
Whether it's a Walmart, whether it's a Target, whether it's an Apple, whether it's a Microsoft, like all Lowe's, Home Depot, right? I'll be here all day. Tesla, all these companies, right? I'll be here all day. But like us as black people, we've been robbed of actual ownership.
Right.
Yeah.
And equity and things that we built, things that like we've invented. So I think that's super, super, super important.
For sure, for sure. So I have a question, right? Because I know a lot of people. I know that they hear you saying I'm an investor and I'm a trader, but it's all in the stock market.
Correct.
What is the difference between being an investor and a trader? Because a lot of people don't know the difference.
All right. So as an investor, like you're someone who's really just investing your money, right, long term. So you're exchanging your dollars for shares of equity ownership in a company. And in return, you're promised later, as that stock price goes up, you're promised a profit, right? Yeah. So as the stock price goes up, if you bought a stock at $10 and it goes to 20, you could sell that, right? So as an investor, right? So like I always look at things as like this. Like a lot of times, you know, we do a lot. We spoke a little bit before this. Like our people, we do a lot of talking about things that are trending, things that are popping. But why don't we own the stuff that are trending and things that are popping?
Right.
That was my mindset. Like all the things that, like the stock market is no different than gossip.
Yeah.
The stock market is no different than an artist that becomes hot and then goes cold.
Yep.
A stock is no different than a player that ends up being good and then turns out to end up having a decline. That's how the stock works.
Yeah.
Right? You have different companies at different periods of time that come in as rookies, enter their prime.
Yep.
And then they potentially could get bought out, you know, get replaced. Right? That's just the name of the game. So you've already really kind of been conditioned on what the stock market is and what being an investor is really your whole life through those different scenarios, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I look at it like the companies that we rave about today, right? I mean, Apple, the greatest company known to man, right?
Yes.
The most valuable company in the world.
Can't really deny that.
I mean, it's just not even a conversation, right? Like, and we already know that if it's the most valuable and we take a look at how much percent return it's returned over the past 50 years, you think about it, all the people who invested in Apple, right, over the past 50 years, how much money have they actually made throughout that elapsed time? So the thing is, like, investing is not really something that you have a choice to do.
Yeah.
It's either you do it or if you don't do it, like, I mean, what is life going to be about? The most wealthiest people in the world are investors, real estate, stocks.
Yep. That's all they do. Yep.
Top
Real
two.
estate stocks.
Top two.
Real estate stocks.
And it really shouldn't be an argument on which one to do. Do both.
Do both.
No, but like you're
Exactly.
saying, like us, like as the like let's just speak for our culture because I'm gonna speak for our culture.
Yeah.
It's like we look at the surface level. It's like, okay,
I can lose money.
Yeah, I could lose money. This stock is going down because no one's like paying attention to it, or this stock is going up because everybody's buying it. But like you're saying, you're going actually deep into it. You're getting off the surface level and you're like, why is this happening?
Exactly.
And like, that's why I feel like with investing, it's like a lot of people, like, you know, like everyday people that try to get into trading and everything, like they try to do it and then they stop. Cause it's like, I feel like they're just looking at it, the surface level
of the money that could be made in a short term. From an
Yeah.
investor standpoint, you could be invested in something for 5, 6, 7, 8 years before seeing a return.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even longer, but I'm just keeping it there, right? The problem is that people, this is where the trading side comes in, right? Because as an investor, you're putting your money into companies and you're putting your money away for later. As a trader, you now have an ability to actually make money right now.
Yeah.
So now you can the same things that you invest in, you can actually trade.
Right, right.
So if I invest in NVIDIA, right, which is a chip making company, right, for all the people watching that are wondering, okay, chip making, right, just look no further than your laptop, your iPad, the back of your phone, right? And when you think about the big computer that you may have at home, like you have potentially you somewhere, I know for a fact you have an NVIDIA chip around you, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
And that's what's powering your devices. So if you invested in that company and that stock price goes up over a period of time, right? Just to be frank, NVIDIA, we'll say this, NVIDIA traded sideways for 15 years. It became a publicly traded company the year I was born, around 1999.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So NVIDIA traded for its first about 15, 16 years. It traded within really the same range and same spot for 16 years. Much investors really didn't make much of a return.
Right.
Since 2017 and 2016, NVIDIA over the past 6-7 years, man, has returned investors, right? A stock that was $10 is now $473.
Just imagine that.
Why?
Why? Yeah.
Why?
So why? Because AI technology, gaming, automation, like all of these, like, so right now, NVIDIA is being priced in as the greatest AI company ever known to man.
Wow.
Right? So it's in the process of potentially coming at. Will it become that? We'll have to see. But the stock market is a forward-thinking vehicle.
Yeah.
So the stock market always is moving from a forward-thinking aspect.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you'll see stocks go in an upward direction even before they become what people believe they're going to become.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Tesla is still in its infancy.
Yeah.
But yet its stock price, has went, over the top.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Let me
Yeah.
ask you this:
Go ahead.
What's like the top 3 things you look at
Yeah, great
a
question.
company for that, like you'll look at that company and be like, this company has great upside. That's something I want to invest in.
Number one thing is great leadership. Name me any of the top 5 companies that you can think of right at the top of your head that have great leadership. Apple, Steve Jobs, Tim Cook.
Yeah.
Meta, a lot of people said Meta was dead and Meta wasn't coming back. I'm sorry. Mark
believe
stepped
that.
aside. Come on now.
Yeah.
Tesla, when you think about Elon,
Elon.
great leadership. When you think about AMD, Lisa Su, the best female CEO on Wall Street, Lisa Su, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. When you even start to think about the companies that don't pan out to be well, what's probably the number one thing you point to? Leadership.
Yep.
So the number one thing that makes the greatest companies is leadership. That's what puts you over the top. Number 2, outside of that, what I would say is company structure and how it's set up, their product.
Right.
How are they actually servicing the world or servicing their market? You see, Apple is not let me say this, Apple's the greatest company. I don't even believe because Apple makes the greatest product. I think Apple makes the products most convenient for you.
It's the
And
simplest product.
and they make it
It's
the
easy to
lifestyle.
use. It's
easy to use. They make it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
They made it to the point where really, to be honest with you, they have a super cult-like following, but the products are not, I won't say that they don't have the most necessarily the most advanced products, but they have the most easy to use.
Yeah, definitely.
Most compatible.
Yeah.
Right? Where we have young kids, right, using an iPad. They make it easy.
Yep.
They make it easy. So I think that's number 2 is how accessible it is and also affordable and reasonable. But you built that cult-like brand, right? So branding, super important. Like, what's your branding? Like Tesla, I don't even think Tesla is making the greatest cars, even electric vehicle cars. I don't necessarily. I think there's some other better electric vehicle cars out there, but the technology that they have, but also the brand.
Right.
Like, does Tesla run commercials?
No.
They don't have to.
They don't have to.
They're the
Actually,
best
they don't.
brand
Yeah.
out of
They don't have
electric.
to.
Yeah, at electric companies, they're the
They don't
best
have to.
brand, not the best car.
They don't have to at all, right? And then number 3, I would say profitability. Profitability, like you have to be profitable, and you have to return money to your shareholders.
Yeah.
So those would be the 3. Great question.
Okay, I got you. So when before somebody even gets like, what are those things that you were doing before you even hopped into the market before you? Even started
it's a great question. So I was spending a lot of time on Investopedia.com.
Okay,
I will say that a lot of times I spent reading on Investopedia.com. I was reading books like Charting and Technical Analysis by Fred McAllen. But I also was willing not just to study, but I also was never scared to put my money up.
right.
I was willing to bet on myself, and I was willing to put my money into the market to actually learn, right? The one thing that I would say is you learn the greatest thing through experience.
Yeah.
So me reading on Investopedia, studying, what did it take to be a trader? What is an option? How can I make money from the stock market, not just going up, but how can I make money from the stock market going down? I removed those constraints that a lot of times that people had that you talked about, right? Those mindset type things that people say though that will limit them, right, from going the extra mile. So for me, I was doing a lot of studying on Investopedia, reading books like Charting and Technical Analysis by Fred McAllen, reading Trading in the Zone, doing a little bit of YouTube University, like all of those different things, you feel me, to be able to understand trading. Right, and understanding how I can make money from the stock market going up and make money from the stock market going down.
Whoa. Yeah. So wait, you can make money from the stock market going up and down?
Yeah, you can make money from the stock market going up, down, and staying the same.
How you do that?
So this is what we call an options contract, right? So you have multiple different ways that you can actually make money, right?
Right.
And with options, right? So you can buy an option. So buying an option gives you a right to purchase 100 shares at a later time. So buying an option contract allows you, as the stock price goes up, whether if you're in what is called a call option. A call option, you pay a specific price for a contract. That could be from $100 to a few $1,000s. Right. But if that stock price is going up, you're able to actually make money as it's climbing. If it goes down, you will lose money on your contract.
Right.
So it's important to understand risk. Depending on what type of trader you are and your risk tolerance, you want to actually set a risk. So yes, you can make money in the stock market. You can win and lose. And you're actually going to do both. Let me be very clear, right? Yeah. A lot of people tell people you will never lose on trades. No. What I show people is how you can risk mitigate.
Right.
How you can lose on trades and remain a profitable trader. Like that's the biggest thing. You're going to lose on trades. No one's a perfect. No one's a perfect shooter. Like Steph Curry don't make every three, but is he the greatest shooter of all time?
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
He mitigates it with his shot selection, and the threes that he takes. So it's the same way as a trader, right? You're going to take losses, but you're able to minimize your risk by having a trading system set in place, right? So stop losses, risk mitigation is important. Now you also have a put. A put option is what allows you to be able to make money when the stock drops. So when there's bad news about a company and a stock drops 5% in a day, you can buy a put option and profit from that stock actually falling. You may hear this expressed on other platforms as a short.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. I'm glad I just learned what a short was, but I didn't know what it was.
So a put option, you pay a select premium, just like a call. It could be anywhere from $100 to a few $1,000s.
Right.
And as that stock drops, that option will increase in value, and you could sell it for a profit. If the stock goes up and you hold a put option, you can lose money. But this is where you put your stops in place. Now, someone's going to ask, what is a stop? How do I protect my downside risk? So we'll use an example. You buy an option contract for $1,000, right?
Okay.
And you identify your risk up front. You're not willing to lose more than 5 to 10%. That would be $1,000. That would mean $50 to $100. So if your contract pulls back and you lose $50, sell. Lost $50.
Yeah.
The next trade you take, you come in, you buy a call option, and you make $300. Right?
No problem. Yeah.
So now you're up in total $250.
Yep.
But you have a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
You won one, you lost one. What's your win rate? 50%.
50%. Yep.
Yeah.
You now have been able, because you had a risk in place, you had multiple trades. Now here we go. That was your second trade. Now your third trade, right? Your third trade, you come out. That same risk management. Now you said in between 5 to 10%. This time you lose 7%. So $70. right? Then
Yep.
your next trade, you lose another $50.
Okay.
So now you're back down to only being up $120,
Right.
right? So now you're pretty much here 1 in 3 on your trades. Are you still profitable?
Yes. Because you got 100. You say you back to $120, right?
Exactly. Are you still profitable? Yes, you're
Yeah,
still profitable.
I'm still profitable, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm profitable,
You
100%.
had you
I
exactly.
was about to say, y'all left me a little bit because I was like thinking.
Yeah, exactly. You're still
Yeah,
profitable because you were 1 and 1. You
Okay.
took 2 more trades. You lost 50 and you lost 70.
Okay.
But because
Right.
you put your stops in place.
So but you remember the first trade you lost $50,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but that's because you had your stops in place.
Yeah.
And you had a system, right, where you identified your risk. That one trade that you made $300 on, you're still up.
You're still
3
up.
losses later, $120 because you managed your risk. Now, check this. Your 5th trade, you come out and win and you hit for $600.
Yeah.
And you win on this trade, $600 win.
right.
Now, how much money are you up?
600. Oh, 620. 725.
About $720, right?
720.
$720, right? You are now 2 and 3. So you now are shooting 40%.
Yeah.
But you still.
But you're still a
Winning.
good. You're still a good
Winning.
trader.
You're up $720. The lesson that I just taught you here was not that you'll never lose. You're learning how to lose. And you're learning how to manage your risk.
Yeah.
Because you kept your stop twice. Being comfortable being wrong.
Yeah.
I'm cool to be wrong on a trade. Get me stopped out. Perfect. Boom. Hit my stop. I now managed to win 2 trades and lose 3, but I'm up $720
Yeah.
And you know, some people still look at that as if it was a loss, though.
because they're not conditioned in the right mindset.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's the mindset condition because everyone's scared of taking L's in life. That's what it is. So when I tell people you have to come into this in order to be successful, to learn how to lose, they don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, it's just like, like every shot, it's just like a shooter, right?
Right.
If a shooter's worried about the last shot that he just missed, is he going to be a great shooter?
Nope.
Shooters gotta shoot.
A shooter got to continue to shoot. You can't keep worrying about you missed 9 shots in a row.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to you know that you're a shooter.
Yeah.
Make one.
You can come in and make, and that one that you make is that
Gonna be important to change the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about risk mitigation. The number
Yeah.
one thing with trading is about risk mitigation.
Yeah, and we like to be transparent with the audience too. And I just know like it's a common theme for people to get into the investing world, trading world.
Yeah.
And it's like it just seems like it's a common theme. Like after a couple months, they just stop.
Yeah.
So it's like how much time? Because I know you're very skilled in your field.
Yeah.
You're an investor for real. So it's like how much time do you think someone has to put into trading to be successful and consistent at it?
I would say that realistically, right? When I started, just to give someone a realistic expectation, when I started, I used to wake up, I still wake up like 5, 6 in the morning, right? And I was putting in about a good 1 to 2 hours in the morning time. And then in the evenings, I was putting in another good 1 to 2 hours in the morning. I mean, not morning, evening time. Right? So I would say that honestly, if you could like 3 to 4 days a week put in, I would say 3 to 4 hours. So that's about 16 hours a week. If you're really serious about this. And this is in the beginning stages.
That's manageable. That's manageable.
This is in the beginning stages of your process, right? And you're still gonna do this throughout. You feel me? Time will obviously be cut down because you have a better learning curve,
right,
and you developed your system a little bit more. But I feel like if anyone could put anywhere between 12 to 16 hours a week for like a 3 to 6 month period to really get them jump started, right? Like you said, that 3 month period where people are quitting.
Yeah, they're quitting.
It's just because, like, think about it. A job, what do they put people on? 90-day probation.
Yep.
See if you're cut out for the position.
Yeah.
Because once you start doing something for 3 to 6 months, it really becomes a real habit.
Yep.
Right? So now it's just second nature for me to crack open the laptop. Right? I've been doing this almost 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's nothing to crack open the laptop because it's a habit that I built over a period of time. So, yep.
Yeah, and it's for just 12 to 16 hours. You know how much time y'all waste. Y'all spend 12 to 16 hours a day playing. I mean, not a day, but in a week playing the game or watching social media, strolling on social media.
Check the iPhone analytics. You got the time.
It tells you at the end of the week.
How much time you spend
this
watching
much time you
YouTube.
spend on your screen.
That jump be like, you up 30%. I'm like, damn.
Your screen time went up 10% this week. He was like, dang, what was I doing?
For sure.
Yeah,
But what is a day in a life? Because I know we like to give back and pour in our community. So like, but what does investing look like in trading? What does that look like for you today?
Yeah, bro. So it's definitely changed from the beginning, right? I was when I was in college and I started trading, I was primarily what is called a day trader, right?
Okay.
I still do day trade.
Yeah.
Day trade is really good. Obviously, I was telling you guys here before that schedule's super busy, right? You really need the time to have. You could be a good day trader, but if you don't have the time to have, like, it's super difficult. For me, day trading is definitely, trading in general is risk management, but day trading is really risk management.
Right.
You got to really be on top of it, right? So a day trade is any trade that you buy in one day and you sell that same day. That could be you being in a trade for 5 minutes, right? So 10:50 to 10:55, or that could be 10:50 to 3 p.m.
Okay.
Right? So 10:50 to 10:55 is a scalp. Yeah. A scalp is anything, in my opinion, less than 15, 20 minutes. That's a scalp, right? That's a scalp, right? A day trade is, that 10:50 to, 3 p.m. That's a regular type
you in
day
there
trade.
watching it.
You in there. So that's, a regular type day trade, right? A scalp is you're a surgical technician. You understand the technical charts. You're able to understand where price is going. So I primarily was doing that in the beginning and still do that a lot now as well too. It's really a great way to make money, really managing your risk. If you don't manage your risk, you can blow your money up. You can blow your account. Just like I said, I'm giving it to y'all real raw. I'm not one of these guys that's going to come on here and sell you that you're going to win. Nah, you really need to take your risk seriously. That's how you remain profitable in the game, right? So I was doing that in college at a high level. Yeah. And I also was a swing trader, right? So let me explain what a swing trader is. That is someone who buys an option on a company and may swing it and buy it on Tuesday and hold it till Wednesday. Or they may buy it Tuesday and hold it till 6 months from now.
Yeah.
You have a short-term swing trader, a mid-term swing trader, and a longer-term.
Mid-term.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yep. So for me, I personally, with my schedule now, I more so do swing trades because it gives me the time to be flexible in the different things that I do, right? Me not just being a trader, investor, have a lot of projects and things I'm working on in the back end that you guys will see in the next few years, right? Yeah. One of the things they say, don't let the cat out the bag a lot of times to people, but you guys will see me heading up something the next few years and you'll be like, I remember that guy.
Right?
For
sure.
So
I'm growing with him. I've been going together for a while now, but yeah.
So, for me, it's like me balancing all of that, right? And it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I think that personally, the question that I know the audience is going to have is, well, what do you think I should do? Where should I start? I would say personally, be a long-term investor first. Do what I did. Study the markets. Put your capital that you have to work in the companies that you're looking at and you believe in the future, right?
Right.
And understand the dynamics of the market first, because the trading part always comes later. It's always going to be there.
Right.
Right. The trading part is always going to be there. So for me, like, I was trading in college and I was able to honestly make like $300 to $600 a day as a college student.
Great.
College
but
student.
you didn't skip over that studying phase.
That's
a lot of people, like, they skip over the studying phase.
But mind you, I put it in 2 years before.
Yeah, because he was 16, but he really didn't start trading until he was like 18
19, exactly.
Yeah, so it's like he didn't brush over. That's probably the most important part, just studying, understanding the actual stock in the company. Like he said, he's not looking at the stock on the surface level no more. He's diving into it.
Exactly.
Like, what's making this stock?
I understand what could make this stock go up or go down on any given basis.
Yeah.
Right. Because now I'm super in tune with, pretty much now understanding, where price is going. I understand the technicalities. I understand the technicals. So I know a lot of people are like, yo, this is really a lot. It's kind of action packed. Like, is there an easy way out of this? No. No, not an easy way. No shortcuts, no cheat codes. You got to put in the time, got to put in the work. You may even need to get a mentor.
For sure,
right?
definitely.
So that's my personal opinion. If I could say one thing, if I could do it, I would have gotten a mentor.
Yeah.
I wish that, I wish that I would have had the opportunity to have a mentor when I walked into this. So yeah.
And good thing for y'all, Lawrence definitely has a mentorship.
The community.
It's not even a mentorship; it's a community.
Community, man. 'Cause I think
How many people's in the community?
now I got over 2,000 people. That are in the community. Hundreds of profitable traders. Not everyone is a profitable trader. Why? Is because not everyone is putting in the same type of work.
Exactly.
Right. So through my tutelage and guidance, I now turn some of my students into teachers. And they're teaching within my community. I've helped people, be able to really dominate in this stock market. And I've had many of testimonials and students really prosper from this by being under my tutelage. So yeah,
that makes sense.
That's crazy because to be honest with you, when I got into this, like I never planned on being a coach.
Yeah,
I never really planned on being like a teacher like that. It really started with me sitting down, some of my peers in college and showing them and helping them make money in trades. And they told me, they was like, yo, you need to do this. You need to do that. Like, you need to start teaching classes. Like, I didn't hop into it. I was already a profitable trader.
Yeah.
Like, and people was like, and I was giving away for free. Like, that's the thing that a lot of times people don't know is like, I was teaching in my dorm room where my dorm room was at capacity.
For free?
For free. And I was teaching people that I went to college with how to trade and make money. And people were making money with me while we were in class, in trades, creating disruptions in class. I got sent to the dean's office one time, and the dean was like, yo, like, I'm not going to kick you out of school. There's nothing really I could say to you, but, like, how could I be mad? The last person I just had in here was trying to sell drugs on campus.
Yeah.
You're trying to teach other people about making money. And well, at the time I wasn't even trying to teach people. I was trading, making money, and people are coming to me.
Yeah.
And
why they bring you to the dean's office? Because you were
because they was causing disruption in class.
Oh.
I was trading in class, and I had an issue with a and I had an issue with a teacher, and the teacher was like, what are you doing on that laptop? Get off the laptop. And I was like, yo, this is how I pay to be here. I wasn't being rude. I was just being real.
I changed my life right now.
Just being real. This is how I pay to be here.
Yeah.
You feel me? You getting paid to be here. This is how I pay to be here.
Right.
It wasn't like I wasn't doing my work. All my assignments were turned in.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like always. Like I was always doing my work. But yeah, I'm gonna catch this trade. I'm gonna catch this scalp.
Yeah.
That 1050 to 1055.
Yeah,
we need to make that money.
No cap.
I need to get that 300, that 600 at the time.
Yeah.
And I have a skill set. Like, I've never done anything illegal in my life. I never sold drugs, never done none of that. Like, none of that. There's no need. This skill set will allow us as black men to never worry about picking up any drugs, to never scam anybody's credit card again.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So for me, I was using that. I'm like, this is how I pay to be here. And I told the teacher that. Teacher didn't really like the combativeness. I get it. I was, I definitely respect it and get it. But listen, this is how I pay to be here.
Yeah.
So, and me paying to be here is how you get paid.
Yeah.
So I said that. So I said that.
Yeah.
No, that's the
I can
reality.
see him saying it like right now. Like I'm visualizing him saying it like right now. Like this is how I pay to be here. Like
This is how I pay to be here. Me paying to be here is how you get paid.
yeah.
So I just said it like that, pretty much like straight up.
And don't you have the nickname like the Black Panther?
Man,
So what is that? Like just break that down for it because that's real cool and we don't talk about it like
yeah.
that.
So it was crazy. Shout out to my man Daniel Dickey. Daniel Dickey has a PR brand management company here in Atlanta. It's called the Resource Guild. And he just said something to me one day. He was like, you need a name, a brand. And I just was like, the Panther.
Yeah.
And then I just put it out there to see if it worked. And then it just worked. I mean,
It's definitely, bro. It's definitely like
I don't call myself the Panther. Like people just, like I just tried it. That was the first ever nickname or brand name.
It makes sense though.
And it just worked.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like you're moving the community. You're like passionate behind what you believe. So it's like Black Panther. Is it Black Panther or the Panther?
Just the Panther.
Oh, the Panther.
Just the Panther.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. But then, people, I'm a black guy, so.
I threw that in there, guys. It's the Panther.
It's naturally just go turn into that. So I know you went to school. I know you were still in school. Are you still in school, or did you graduate, or?
So pretty much, man, I was pretty much I was pretty much right at the senior mark. I think I had like 89 or 91 credits right around there. Bro, honestly, man, trading took up so much of my time. And like you said, the cheese, man. Cheese really started coming in. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, when I was in school, like for some of my last semesters, I just remember hold on. I think it's always good when we just show the
Definitely. We might put it into the.
Did school not make sense no more? It was like
when we just
So I know you. I know you were. Because obviously we know Lawrence behind the scenes. Like I said, I've been a part of his community for years now. Been his events. Like we literally known Lawrence like for a while now. And just to see where he comes so far from. But I remember he was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm still in school," and that was not too long ago.
How long ago was it? That was like 3.
Yeah, that was. It wasn't too long ago, bro.
It wasn't too long ago.
Like
That's crazy.
just so y'all see, right?
So let's
Like-
get. I think Zoom is this on a good one
Oh, my bad.
right here. Try to like show this camera right here.
I bet. So I got you. So, like, if you had a day like this, right? If you had a day like this, where at that point,
Let me see.
How much is that? Let them know. Let them know.
Let me
like
see.
at that point, I had
That's
made
50. What?
$58,000 in one day, right?
Why am I turning in this discussion
So
board right now?
it was like once I seen, like, obviously, like, to be clear, days like that don't happen every day in the
Yeah.
stock market.
yeah.
But just the fact that it could happen, and that I was already a consistently profitable trader, making, like I said, $300 to $600 a day,
Yeah.
and I was sometimes making thousands. That was the average of 300 to 600.
Yeah.
Because some days you're gonna be down.
Yeah.
Some days I was up thousands of dollars.
Right.
But at that point, $300 to $600 in between the day, and I was having $1,000 type days. And then I see myself take at that point in my career, I probably made about $70,000, $80,000 in total elapsed from investing, trading, all of that, right? And to have seen myself now break over me in this industry doing over 6 figures, it was just like, at that point, I was just like, not even that school was irrelevant. I'm going to be honest with you. The connections I built at school while I was in college were super, super important and surreal, and I still had those today.
That's a
so I
common
will
thing.
never say that college was a waste of time.
And what was your major?
Communication.
Communication.
Yeah, and that's a common theme that I hear all the time. Like other people that come on the podcast, like you know what I mean, other millionaires, people that come.
College
they
was-
literally say, bro, I went to college and I built a lot of connections. Like
College was super important.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for college.
This how me and BJ got really back.
College was
Let's be
college.
honest.
I'll be honest with you. College was the best investment that I made in myself, and it wasn't because of a degree. It was because of the position it put me in. It put you out there to fend for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You was around other individuals who were now aspiring, people working high-level employees, but also other business owners.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So college was super important. Now, I would never take any second back of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I didn't finish my last year, but that's cool because I got exactly what I was supposed to get out of it.
Yeah.
Perfectly
Like
fine.
the degree, the paper, honestly, wouldn't make me feel any different
Right.
about
Yeah.
college. Like college
Yeah.
was super important.
Yeah.
Like, and what I pulled from that, I was super appreciative of it and the experience that I have. So I made that $58,000 in one day, and I'm just like, wow.
So
So let me ask you this. I know you're a real humble
I was about to
guy,
get into
human
it.
being.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like you could pop it sometimes. So it's like amongst the cause this is your career. Like you're a full-time
Trader.
investor,
Yeah.
trader,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Investor,
Yep.
trader.
Yep.
So cause I know it's levels to this. So like, where would you consider yourself at, like on just a scale?
Yeah, I mean, I would consider myself, definitely from a standpoint of someone that's been able to trade at this point full time as long as I have, obviously on a high level. I can't compete with any institution though.
I
It's
know
gonna
that.
be
That's
like
real.
as far as the institutions, they got billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You feel me? But let me be very clear: the people that work for the institution, I definitely can compete with them. But as far as the institution as a whole, I don't believe I could. But as far as a person that works for an institution, I think I could run circles around them.
And just so they're
That's-
keeping up with it, what's an institution?
An institution is like a JP Morgan, a Goldman Sachs. Then
Right.
you have the people, right, that are working for JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. So what I'm saying is that Could I compete with an institution? No. But could I go to that institution and fit right in? You best believe it. So that's exactly what I'm pretty much saying, is that I could fit right in. I could walk into a JPM. I could walk into a Goldman Sachs. I could walk into these places, and I know for a fact, me being in those rooms, I know I would be able to fit right in, and I would learn a lot from being there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I appreciate those institutions.
Right.
I appreciate those institutions and what they stand for and what they've done. So by me saying that, it's just like pretty much for me, I'm able to be good enough at this to fend for myself and fend for my family.
Yeah.
And then for me, to BJ's point, I have no bone in my body at all, because us as black people are so far behind. There is no need to try to put any other black person down.
Exactly.
I only want to take people up higher.
Right.
So yeah,
I got you.
Great question.
I'm nosy. So, what's your biggest day that you ever had?
my biggest day that I've ever had was a $220,000 day.
220 on what company?
Yeah.
So this was
That's
on
right.
a SPY, and this was on the QQQ.
Okay.
Hold
okay.
on, I got it.
Oh.
And did you
Hey, we gonna put- we gonna
give
put
your
these
community
pictures.
the signal? Did you give them the signal, or this was like you just had to catch it while you caught it?
Did I give people and tell people?
But I know, cause do you still give the signals?
Yeah. I gave my trade idea out on that particular.
So he gave y'all his biggest, like the biggest day he ever had. He gave that to like the community.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yep.
And he has a picture of it because he's pulling it up right now, guys. I know y'all can't see his phone right now, but he's definitely going to it.
And for sure, and we're gonna try to see if we can get it to insert it into the video so I can see it,
Yeah.
like during while he talking and everything.
This was my realized P&L. This was 160,000 on one of my accounts.
Oh my God.
160,
Wow.
160,000. So I gave the play, right? And I'm actually looking.
This is real, bro. We're literally seeing it. And we're gonna try to put it in. Like I said, we're gonna try to put it in there.
And I can even show you like days that I had negative P&L.
Yeah.
Negative 3,200.
Yeah.
Like I don't have no issue.
So
showing
when
that.
you have
It's
that
like
type
days,
of day,
like you get what I'm saying. So I just keep like days like this.
oh my God.
84,000. You get what I'm saying? Like I've had them. So I don't have like this was that total where that 169. This was actually my daily P&L at the time. 171,000.
I got you.
Yeah.
So what right now? So what was your biggest loss? We gotta go.
Yeah, so my biggest loss was about in one day was my biggest loss was 27,000.
27,000. That's
You know-
good though.
you know what's
compared
crazy,
to
though?
what you.
It's this full circle because he gave the whole story about taking the 5 trades.
Yeah.
And you remember you was like, you lost this much money,
Yeah.
but I got this much money when I was profitable.
Yeah.
So really, how profitable am I? Did I lose? Yes.
Yeah.
But am I still winning? I'm
Yeah,
still winning.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
able to manage how I learned how to lose.
Yeah. I've lost 27,000 in a day before trading.
And when you
And
make,
I don't say that like I know some people are like, but it's like that's the reality. Like
Yeah, that is
could
what
be
it
a
is.
day. They're like those were lessons. Like the 27,000 in a day that I lost, like that was what prepared me to make 170,000. So like you feel me? Like those type days. Like I said, though, even a negative $27,000 day doesn't happen all the time, and a plus $170,000 day doesn't happen all the time either.
Right.
yeah,
Like you know what I'm saying? So like those are those things, like I said, those are those big time lessons, but that's where I want to be in it.
yeah.
I want to be in that game, man. So, that's,
Right.
So yeah.
And when you have like a 5-figure day, you have a 6-figure day, because we know like you're just at that point.
I've had multiple 6-figure days, and
Yeah.
I've had a multiple 5-figure loss days.
Yeah.
Where I've lost 10,000, 13,000, 15,000, like it just feel like once you get to a certain point,
Yeah,
it's just like
that's annoying.
it's impossible for it not to happen. Once you get to a certain point, it's impossible not to lose 15,000.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
just I
marathon,
mean that's
It's
just
a
realistic.
marathon.
For sure.
Even Elon Musk, think about it. He's a billionaire. It's impossible for him not to lose $1 billion.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'll just like it's impossible.
Yeah.
Because to make that type of money, you got to risk that type of money.
Exactly. So it's impossible.
It's impossible. You're gonna lose sometimes.
It's impossible. It's impossible for a billionaire not to potentially lose $1 billion. It's impossible.
What do you? But when you have those type of days, like, what do you do with that money? Like, do you just
psychology.
like
The psychological wise, one of the things that I do is I'm big on like not splurging on stuff. Like when I had one of those type of days, like I bought this watch, this Cartier watch for like $4,500.
It's a nice watch.
4,500. That's
But
that's
you get
very
what I'm
nice.
saying? Like this Cartier watch. You get what I'm saying? I'm big on like not really splurging. Like as far as me like putting my money up for my kids. Like, that's really for me, my daughter, my son, like putting money like up for them. I even think just like for me, it's not even just saving, but just think about different projects, keeping money to the side for like different projects that I may come about.
Yeah.
And have like a lot of times I don't even think about spending it, and I don't even think about a lot of times spending it on myself. But I'm like, yo, if I did this, then I can give back.
Yeah.
So I might do a free tour, right, where I put $5,000 up of my own money, right? Because all of the you see the difference between me, like all of these tours that I've done, like especially these free tours and stuff like that, that money has came from my own pocket.
I was meaning to talk about that. You do like nationwide tours where you're just like hitting 5-10 cities,
Yeah.
like all like in a month, 2 months time.
Yeah, hitting a lot of cities, and all of that is funded out of my pocket. Right. So for me, it's just like, obviously, you know, I have a program, so some people buy into my program. So there is revenue generated from that from a business standpoint. But for me, it's like I just give back too. Like I do a lot of stuff where like I don't really put it on camera. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not meant to be.
You don't
on
have
camera.
to, yeah.
It don't have to be. So just all of those different things.
Right. So right now, at this point you're at, do you leverage other people's money at all, or you just
OPM.
or you just do yours?
Yeah, so at this point in time, like one of the biggest things I would say is getting better at leveraging other people's money.
Yeah.
Especially as I want to start getting into other things. I was kind of talking to y'all on the back end
Yeah.
just about certain stuff, so
Yeah.
you guys know exactly where that's happened. So
Sorry guys, you weren't here, so you don't get to hear that.
yeah, you know, like I said, you know,
It's like
everything
church.
you can't speak about everything
Yeah,
all
exactly.
the time. You got to let some things happen and bring the light. So yeah.
Yeah, for
Let 'em
sure.
cook, let them cook.
Okay, I got you. So right now, with everything that you're doing, and obviously make a lot of money, make good money. How do you deal with that with taxes and stuff like that?
Yeah, so one of the things I would say is like when it comes to being a trader, you trading out of potentially a LLC, right? Really, you should be trading under your EIN number, period, right? At least an EIN, at least, right? And then also me now being, you know, better immersed, obviously still younger, you always gonna learn. You just learn about the part of trust.
Right.
So you setting up now, you trading out of a trust, right? Like that's one of the things. Obviously, I've been transitioning to trading out of a trust because now it gives you more tax shelter, right?
Okay.
So, you know, those different things. So I always tell people I'm not the, you know, the person that's licensed from a tax specialist. So really get yourself a good tax person, right? Get yourself a good certified CPA, someone that really that you can trust and someone that's not going to cut corners, right? And get referrals.
Yeah.
So that's actually the fortunate thing, you know, I've been a part of to be around, you know, some good tax professionals.
And how'd you learn about like knowing the importance of getting a trust and everything?
Just kind of being in the room, just hearing it from different people, you know. You don't hear about that. Kendall, sit down.
And the reason I ask is because it's like you're in a field where it's like you can be good by yourself, like just with the skill and the mindset
But there's
that
always
you have.
so much. There's always so much that you have to learn. Like, so you can be good at one thing, but my whole thing is just like, yo, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. And for part of my life, I was always the smartest person in my room.
Right.
But over the past couple of years, I'm not, and I'm super happy about that. And I think it takes a real humble person to be able to appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
for me, it's like, yo, I'm happy not to be the smartest person in the room, because now I get to learn from other people, and all the people I hang around are all older. So if I'm 23 and I'm learning from a 35-year-old or a 43-year-old, 45-year-old, I'm just accelerating my process.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because like that's what I look forward to. You feel me? So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's some of the goals that like you're trying to achieve and reach like in the
Yeah,
future? Like
yeah.
just
I want to change the number of black people that are invested in own stocks. Like I think that number being less than 1% is ridiculous. Like
Yeah, that's
I want to dramatically be able and realistically change it. I want that number to be above 10%.
okay.
Like you gotta be realistic though.
You have
too.
to be,
You
yeah.
I can't come in on here and say 50.
Yeah.
Right, and we're not even at one. We're barely at one. So if I can get that, you know, that's one of my goals. I think as well for me, you know, obviously getting more into, you know, I was talking to you guys a little bit on the back end, just the startup space, learning there, just seeing how companies go public, just seeing the whole, like, you know, for me being a part of what I'm a part of right now
Right.
is super, you know, super fabulous. So there's just a lot of things that, you know, I have that I'm looking forward to. So for me, you know, 23, sky's the limit. So yeah.
Sky's the limit, man. And look, I got a question, right? So I obviously you got married.
Mm-hmm.
How has that been, especially with your busy schedule?
Mm-hmm.
What made you even get married? You're 23.
Yeah.
You're a young man out here, really out get into it, guys.
Yeah.
He's definitely richer than me, guys. So
Hey.
I know.
Hey, don't do that.
y'all
He's richer than us, guys.
richer than goddamn it.
He's not gonna tell y'all, but he is.
So, but the thing is, though,
I don't know.
I don't know what they're talking about. Don't come find me. Now, but for real. So, I'm just trying to.
Shh. Kendall, I got you in a second. Let it finish up. Shh. Go ahead.
So how is it? And you have kids too.
Yeah.
So how are you able to do your Because I'm getting busy now. I'm doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm busy all the time. So how do you deal with that while having a wife, having kids?
Man, it's just a balancing act. I think that's the biggest thing, right? The balancing. For me, it's just like I never look at it as anything. Like, it's just something you always wanted. For me, I'm originally adopted, right?
Yeah.
So me creating my own family, I think, was like probably the best thing I could have done.
Oh, that was high on your list.
Like high on my list, like, you know. So for me, it's like a beautiful thing. And you know, you talk about the balancing act. It's just like making your schedule geared towards and never losing sight of the people that truly love you.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have like a schedule that you do it, or you just like whenever? It's kind of like whenever. I just take a couple days off whenever.
Yeah, I usually take days off. Like, I'm big as far as like keeping a lot of my stuff. I like to have 3-day work weeks. I like to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on my projects, trading, whatever, right? And then I like Thursday, Friday, Saturday to be off, and then come in and do a little bit of stuff on Sunday, and then balance that. That's what I pretty much do.
I like that. That's what, and I probably need to start getting bigger into that because
I like locking in, having Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday my lock-in days, and then Thursday. Hence, I'm here today. Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, like kind of being my down days. So like cramming everything and just knocking it out.
Yeah, because I'm just getting to the point. 'Cause obviously, I just had a son. I just got married or whatever, and it's just like it gets a little hard time. But it's because I guess because I'm trying to do this.
Yeah.
Every day. I'm every day. Like,
But I just think,
day.
it's like a consistent, non-stop. It never, you never stop. Because my whole message, I was on live this morning on IG Live. I had like 3.
I tuned in a little bit.
I tuned in. Yeah, I was telling people, I was like, yo, finish your story. There's one thing that I want you to get out of this episode, man. Your story, right? Finish your story. That's exactly what I want you to do. It's not about a trade, not about an investment, but choose you and finish your story. That's the biggest thing for me. Right now, it's like, I want to finish my story. So, yeah.
For sure. So and now I did ask, like, so what made you even say? I know you said you wanted to start a family, pretty much. You wanted a family, but you could have been out here wilding and everything, just having a good time.
Man, because let me tell you, right, and y'all gonna get a kick out of this.
I just got a girlfriend.
Y'all gonna get a kick out of this. I'm gonna be honest
I need
with
to
you,
get a
right?
kick out of this. Let's do it.
Like, for me, man, like girls our age, because my wife is older than me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of times, girls our age are super childish.
Yeah.
And,
real.
and buy me, take care of me, and don't get it twisted. As a man's responsibility is to take care of his woman.
That's it.
And that is not a 50-50 conversation.
We
Right?
doing that conversation.
You get what I'm saying? It's not a 50-50 thing. Right? So let me be very clear on what I'm saying. But for me, I just feel like a lot of young women these days, they really do not respect a man who is really a lot of times trying to build. And they don't, and when we say not even just trying to build, actually building.
Yeah.
And you could see it. You see the results. It's not a potential thing.
Yeah.
You actually can see it. I think there's a lot of selfish women who are out there, especially a lot of selfish young women. And I think that a lot of times they try to take advantage of young men who are aspiring and doing different things in the right direction. And let's not get it twisted. Men do the same thing to young women as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But for me, I had to be super protective of myself because the dating scene just in general, how men, especially how young men are treating young women, is super foul.
Yeah,
which in turn makes a lot of young women want to act up, right?
Yeah.
With the city girl stuff, right? Yeah. Act up. So for me, it's like I realized, like for me, I went the older woman route.
For sure. How many years apart you and your woman?
7.
7?
Seven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Yeah,
That's
regular.
not
That's regular.
too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not
Yeah.
too bad.
It's not
I know my
hard.
grandpa, like him and his wife, they're like, I think like 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
So, that's
it's like 7. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So she's more mature. Like I said, just I just feel like and super appreciative.
But
as well.
it does make a difference, especially because it depends what age gap y'all meet.
And a
at.
lot of people
'Cause
think
20
I'm-
and like it's pretty 30 whatever.
Yeah.
7 years apart. At this age, that's a big gap because technically, like a 23-year-old and somebody that's much older, their mindset is completely in two different stages in life.
Yeah.
But it's like a maturity thing. It's
a
like
maturity-
when you've been
and-
through like, cause you can be through like you could go through a lot at 23.
And that's
the same mindset like a mature 23-year-old has. It could be. It doesn't happen a lot. It could be a mature 18-year-old that's been through a lot and seen. So it's like it's just phases for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's like you can look at like a female. You could look at somebody and just be like, okay, I could see the maturity that like they're ready.
And
Well,
there's
they've
a lot
been
of
through that.
immature,
Yeah,
there's a lot of immature 23-year-old females.
yeah, a lot.
There's just so many like they're just immature.
And
You get what I'm saying? And me being a super mature 23-year-old, who a lot of people look at and be like, "Yo, are you like 30?" It would make
They say the same
sense
thing
why I would be dating a woman. Huh?
They say the same thing about me too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And this crazy because like this is about the people that you just put yourself around, guys. Like a lot of people that he's hanging out with, this type of people that we hang out with all the time.
All the people I hang out with, for the most part, you guys are pretty much my man Darrell and my man Dantes, the real Tez.
That's the only people that's our age.
Only people really that's our age that I'm really like cool with.
Yeah.
I don't really hang out with nobody.
I need to talk to Tez too, cause I need to get him on the podcast.
For sure.
We gotta hit him up and we gotta say, bro, I need you to get on this podcast. Man, I've been following Tez so long. I met him. We talked and everything.
Yeah.
Get me back yet. Though.
I'll hit Tez. I'll make sure he come through. That's my dog. Yeah.
For sure. And I know, man, this been a very powerful episode, bro.
Great
and,
episode.
It's been a great episode. I've been learning. That's why if y'all been seeing
That's
me,
why I've been locking
I've been
in.
locked in.
Yeah.
I ain't even been paying attention to the camera because I gotta listen. I'm like,
For sure.
I'm getting so much information right now.
Nah, it was good vibes. Go ahead.
One last question I got for you. So what's that initiative that you're trying to do for the community? Because you're so big about helping the community and actually giving back. Like I said, you come out your own pocket, you do all this stuff, and like even the stuff that you charge for your community and all that stuff like that. It's like
I'm not trying to hit
So
nobody.
take that
it's
it's
like
definitely
nobody
like-
touch your head. It's just the fact you just got to pay for time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a couple of dollars. Like y'all probably spend more than that on food in a month. Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly.
I'm never trying to hit anybody over the head. I think for me, my biggest initiative right now, it's just me being out there more, becoming a public speaker. I want to do this tour called the Forgotten City Tour with a couple of my partners, Santino and Jamil. We want to do the Forgotten City Tour because we think a lot of cities like Atlanta get love. Like the big cities get a lot of love, but there's a lot of cities like maybe a Detroit, right? A Cleveland, Ohio. I just did something in Memphis, Tennessee, New Orleans, right? Some of these cities that don't always get the most love. I want to do a Forgotten City Tour. So I think that's one thing. And then just really expanding worldwide. Like I have a lot of people who tap into me in the UK. So getting over there with them and in Canada, right? I've had a lot of Canadian people come visit me here in America and learn from me, but I haven't been to Toronto. I haven't been to these places.
That'd be cool.
So I think that's like next for me. Like,
Okay.
So yeah.
I got you. So what? So outside of work and everything, what do you go outside at all, or you inside, or what?
You talking about, like, parties?
partying, like
Social,
partying.
like,
And obviously
nah.
you got a family. You got family.
You got a whole
Yeah,
family.
I don't do no partying. For me, it's just like I don't understand. But I won't say that I won't understand it. I do understand it. For me, it's just like a waste of time, waste of money. Like I just feel like being in the club, being on the it's just a distraction.
For sure.
Now, but you know what they say? They say the 20s is to get rich, the 30s is to get wealthy, and the 40s is to relax and chill. So it's like
And
you just grasp that
Yeah,
concept.
that's my whole thing. Like
Definitely.
my whole 20s should just be grind. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna mess up. All of those different things, but in the right way. Like I should be grinding and pushing my business, myself forward, and all the fruits are gonna pay. Like you said, even the 30s really. I think, like I said, over the next 5 to 10 years, I just know what I'm doing right now is gonna pay off.
And let's be honest right now. If you were just to stop everything right now, about how long could you chill?
You said if I was to stop everything.
Just say.
So you say if I never took a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
you just stop doing the trade. Like, how long could you just be like, let me just relax before I need to go make another trade? Because we know trading's a skill. It's like you can just pick that back up.
Yeah, I feel like I would be. I mean, I don't think that would never be realistic.
Realistic,
for me.
It's not realistic, but
not.
it's just
I
a
feel
funny
like
question.
I feel like I would be good with my lifestyle, because you're also it's like a tricky question, because even if I never touch something, like it could still go up. You know what I'm trying to say?
because you're already in a play. Yeah.
I'm already in things,
Yeah.
so it's like
But everybody's not in anything. Some people hold their money in the bank.
So without the investment, just a trader. Because obviously still got investments.
So you said.
But
So
he's saying he's already so deep in investments. It's like they're rising.
So you feel me? Like the investment. So if
his money's parked somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's tough to. I really feel like I'd be good for a few years. Like I feel like I'd be if I never did nothing.
Yeah, you live a pretty modest lifestyle.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be good for a few years.
Yeah.
Like if I never if you're saying I think a better question. If I didn't have access to my investments.
Yeah.
And only had to go off of what like my trading.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like from what I have in trading now. Then I feel like I'd be good for a few years. If you're saying I couldn't have access to my investments.
Okay.
Different thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 years, that's pretty good to me.
Great spot to be in.
That's a great
I feel
spot
like
to be
for
in.
a few years I'd be good if you cut that off from me.
And for sure, and that's good. That's good to be, and that's just a good lesson. I know it's a fun question, but that's
That was a
for
good
somebody
question.
else.
Yeah, Claire. I was just trying to get clarity. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, bro, you need to be putting stuff away, putting stuff aside, and just not spending everything because honestly, you never know what really could ever happen.
Yeah, and even from an investment standpoint, some of the stuff is geared for retirement. So when he was saying even so when he was saying so you're talking about that, then if I'm cut off from that, then like he said, like for now I would be good. I would be good for life.
Right.
Yeah, because
Right.
you already put your parked your retirement in.
And because of certain things that I did, I'm obviously, but here's my thing. I would say that you're never good for life technically because you're always going to want to consistently do something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You always want to
Yep.
consistently put in work. You never want to get to the point where you don't do anything.
Yeah.
That's
There's
what I do.
always levels to reach.
For sure.
That's my take.
That's the take, man.
great, man.
Man, this been another powerful episode, man. Look, we dropped this episode at the beginning of the week.
For sure.
Right? We dropped it at the beginning of the week. So we want to be able to give people something.
Yeah.
We call it give them some. Mm-hmm. That give them something they can actually take right now and implement at the beginning of the week or by the end of this week that'll change their lives for the better. Even if by a little bit or a lot.
Yeah, I would say one thing that I'll ask you guys to do here right now. I will ask you guys to commit to the next 3 to 6 months on reading on Investopedia 4 to 5 times a week and studying what investing actually is, what trading actually is. Do that for the next 3 to 6 months. And then at the same time, I want you to potentially go out there and get an extra job. I'm going to challenge you to get an extra job to create an extra source of income that you then can take and you can use that money to actually start investing and start building out your portfolio as you now are more educated, now have more money. That would be the actionable thing that I would give.
And learn that skill, guys, because like it said, it changed this man's life. That that's what he does, and he just said take 3 to 6 months and just see what it could do to your life and see if that could be like a life-changing thing for you.
For sure.
It's powerful.
And so where can everybody find you at if they want to get the community, whatever, we know.
Mr. Lawrence.e is cool. Come on to the IG lives, show love there. Make sure you share and share the reels. Like just come on and get game. If you decide after you come on and get game from me on IG Live or, you see my reels and you may come to an event that I may have and you decide that you want to come into my community, cool. But like I said, I know a lot of people out here, had these courses and this and that. I have a community, not a course. Mm-hmm. So if that's something you're interested in after the fact of being able to sit back and learn from me via IG Live, a pop-up class or a reel, that's on you. I'm not going to push community, join.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. And that's how you know he actually makes money from what he does. Guys, exactly. But look, man, we greatly appreciate you all tuning in to a whole nother episode of On the Porch, guys. We're coming with more and more heat every time, man. Guys, please make sure you go follow him. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. I just said that all types of backwards. But please do that. And if you on YouTube, please go to other platforms. Leave us 5 stars. Say something nice so we continue giving out this great information that people like Lawrence is giving out every single day. We all need it. We all trying to change somebody's life or we trying to change our own lives, guys. So let's do that. Follow me on Instagram at _Mr.Mindset. Hey, and most importantly, just go ahead and follow the podcast Instagram. I always get stuff on that. On the pod, that's really BJ spot. That's why I messed up. But follow the podcast on Instagram at _on the porch, guys. And we drop every Tuesday at 6:00 p.m. So always be tuning in. BJ.
Hey, and y'all go follow me at _BJ Real. Like Mike was saying, we have a podcast. It's called _on the porch. It's on all platforms. We're not hard to find, guys. But this has been a great episode. I've learned a lot. I'm pretty sure you guys that tuned in and made it this far, you have learned a lot. And we just appreciate Lawrence from coming out and just kicking it with us, and just him just giving you guys the knowledge, the game, for so that you guys could be successful in the future. But it's been another great episode, guys. We're going to go ahead and get out of here because what time is it?
Time for the work.
It's time to go to work, guys. We got to get some money. Hey, appreciate you.
Let's get it.
Peace.
Appreciate you.
JT on the track again.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.